Guys, how's it going? TJ here with Dead History, and I'm here today with Henry.
Hello.
And our very, very special guest, the big guy, Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
So, the reason that we have Santa Claus here is because we're doing our very special Christmas Dead History video, and we're going to be telling you all about the story, Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus. We're going to tell you all about it. It's a wonderful, wonderful tale. But first, before we do all that, what do they need to do, Henry?
Hit subscribe down below, leave your comments, questions, and give us a thumbs up.
That's right. Hit subscribe down below. Leave all your comments and questions. Give us a like and a thumbs up. And of course, hit that little notification bell so you can be notified whenever we do release a new video. And Henry, when is that?
Every week.
Every single week. That's right. So here we go. We're going to tell you all about Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus with Santa Claus himself here with us and Henry. So here we go. Sit back and relax. And this is
Dead History.
Dead History. Hey guys, TJ back with you. Here with Henry.
Hello.
And here with the big guy
Ho,
Santa.
ho, ho!
And yes, we're going to tell you all about Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus. That story's wonderful. It's about little 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon who was told by some of her classmates and friends that there is no Santa Claus, but we know there really is a Santa Claus.
He's right here.
That's right. So, what we did, and what she did, I should say, is she wrote to a local newspaper in New York City, The Sun, and asked, is there really a Santa Claus? And there was a man, an editor there, named Francis Pharcellus Church, who wrote her back and told her, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. So we're going to tell you all about that, and then we're going to show you a lot of the sites and locations of where this story took place. It's going to be great. But first, okay, you guys did the subscribes, you did the likes, you did the comments and questions, you did it all. First, before we get into this great, wonderful Christmas story, Henry, what do they got to go get?
They gotta go get the Christmas cookies, the milk, the eggnog, the carrots for the reindeer.
That's right, all that stuff, right, Santa?
Yes,
The milk and cookies.
Don't forget, don't forget.
That's right.
Ho, ho, ho!
That's right. So here we go. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we want to wish everyone a very
Merry Christmas!
Dear Editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O'Hanlon, 115 West 95th Street. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus! It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus. You might as well not believe in fairies. You know, you might get your papa to hire men to watch all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. You may tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that have ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Virginia, in all this world, there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus? Thank God he lives and lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times, 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood.
In the summer of 1897, the 25th President of the United States, William McKinley, had barely moved into the White House. The nation's first subway opened in the city of Boston, while in Seattle, the Klondike Gold Rush was just getting underway. Thomas Edison was granted a patent for an early projector called a kinetoscope. Mark Twain penned a rebuttal, as only Mark Twain could, to his own obituary in the pages of the New York Journal. The report of my death was an exaggeration. In September of that same year, a little 8-year-old girl named Virginia O'Hanlon asked her father a very, very important question. History fails to record the conversation nor the exact time or place. Perhaps the little girl went for a walk with her father on the streets of Manhattan's Upper West Side. Maybe it was over dinner, or perhaps tucked into bed after a goodnight story and a kiss on the forehead. Papa, is there a Santa Claus? My little friends say he isn't real. Her father was coroner's assistant, Dr. Philip O'Hanlon. And as I said, she was 8-year-old Laura Virginia O'Hanlon. Dr. O'Hanlon neither sent his little girl to ask her mother, nor did he try to answer himself. He suggested she write the New York Sun newspaper. If you see it in the Sun, he said, it's so. Francis Pharcellus Church was a curmudgeonly journalist who spent much of his adult life penning editorials for a series of highly reputable publications. A sardonic, childless writer whose words to live by were, "Endeavor to clear your mind of cant." Francis hardly seems like the fun dude at the holiday party, and yet he is responsible for composing one of the most thoughtful and beloved holiday pieces of all time. Francis Church was a media pioneer and a holiday badass. He went viral before going viral was even a thing, and he single-handedly defined journalism's take on a highly divisive issue. Is there, or is there not, a Santa Claus? On February 22nd of 1839, Francis Pharcellus Church was born into a very high-achieving household in Rochester, New York. His father, Pharcellus Church, was a reverend, doctor, and writer. His grandfather, Willard Church, fought in the Revolutionary War, during which he was captured and imprisoned on a ship in New Jersey for approximately 9 months. On his mother's side, Francis is a descendant of Roger Conant, who is credited with founding Salem, Massachusetts. After graduating from New York's Columbia University in 1859, Francis made a brief pit stop in the legal system, working in the office of Judge Hooper C. Van Voorst. He soon left law to pursue a career as a writer. In 1873, Francis married Elizabeth Wickman, who is best known for her work with the blind and befriending many of New York's prostitutes. Not much is known about Francis's personal life. His obituary mentions memberships in the Sons of the Revolution, the National Sculptor Society, and the Century Association. So it's safe to say the guy had some hobbies. Francis graduated from college 2 years before the American Civil War began, and accordingly, he spent time working as a war correspondent. Later, Francis joined forces with his brother, writer William Conant Church, to found two magazines. In 1863, they launched the Army and Navy Journal, and in 1866, they followed that up with Galaxy, a magazine that notably published articles by Walt Whitman and Mark Twain. Galaxy later merged with the Atlantic Monthly, which is now the Atlantic. For many years, Francis also served as a lead editorial writer on William's newspaper, the New York Sun. It was here where he wrote, Yes, Virginia. Francis Pharcellus Church died on April 11th of 1906 from a prolonged illness, but his most famous editorial far outlived him. Yes, Virginia was so popular, it was eventually translated into 20 languages. The piece is said to be the most reprinted newspaper article in American history. Francis's words would have since been set to music, and the composition is frequently performed by children in school holiday concerts. For being the most reprinted newspaper editorial in the English language, the original article, Yes, Virginia, it was something of an editorial that ran in the 7th place on the page, below even one on the newly invented chainless bicycle. It was both noticed and well received by readers. So who was that little girl? Laura Virginia O'Hanlon was born on July 20th of 1889 in New York City, New York. Her marriage to Edward Douglas in the 1910s was brief and ended with him deserting her shortly before their daughter, Laura, was born. She was listed as divorced in the 1930 United States Census, but nevertheless kept her ex-husband's surname for the rest of her life, as was common practice, styled as Laura Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas. Douglas received her Bachelor of Arts from Hunter College in 1910, a master's degree in education from Columbia University in 1912, and a doctorate from Fordham University in the 1930s. The title of her dissertation was The Importance of Play. She was a school teacher in the New York City Independent School District. She started her career as an educator in 1912, became a junior principal in 1935, and retired in 1959. Douglas received a steady stream of mail about her letter throughout her life. She would include a copy of the editorial in her replies. In an interview later in life, she credited it with shaping the direction of her life quite positively. In December of 2012, the radio station WGNA-FM in Albany, New York, published a photo of Douglas meeting Santa on Christmas Eve of 1969, 2 years before her death. Douglas died on May 13th of 1971 at the age of 81 in a nursing home in Valletie, New York. She is buried at the North Chatham Cemetery in North Chatham, New York. A commemorative plaque celebrating O'Hanlon and her letter was added to the building, which is now a school where Virginia O'Hanlon lived when the letter was written. There is actually every year Virginia's letter and Church's response are read at the Yule log ceremony at Church's alma mater, Columbia University. There has been books, stories, TV shows, movies, all done regarding and surrounding this wonderful story. It is something that is just taking on a life of its own. In December of 2015, Macy's department store in Herald Square, New York, used Virginia's story for their holiday window display. All of it. There's even been a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade of Virginia herself. And in a 1960 appearance on the Perry Como show, Virginia told the host that her letter has been answered for me thousands of times. See that clip here.
Clement Moore's Santa Claus prompted some kids to have doubts. In the 1890s, a girl named Virginia wrote a letter to the New York Sun asking for advice on the Santa issue. In 1960, this little girl was now an elderly woman. TV variety shows couldn't resist bringing her back to tell her story.
And that same little girl, Virginia, is with us tonight, and I'd like to have you meet a very charming Miss Virginia Douglas. What has been happening to you in the years since you wrote the letter to the New York Sun?
Well, so many wonderful things. It's been a wonderfully full life.
In other words, you're convinced, really convinced there is a Santa Claus.
Absolutely. This letter has been answered for me thousands of times.
And just so everyone knows, hello, of course, TJ with Dead History, as you guys know. Merry Christmas to everyone. Her father, Philip O'Hanlon, him and his wife, who is Virginia's mom, of course. Her name is Laura O'Hanlon. They're actually buried at the Holy Cross Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York. I did try to go find the gravesite of Dr. Philip O'Hanlon and his wife, Virginia's parents, but I was unable to find it. And there's not much information online or photos of the grave sites. So I did try to find that. You're also going to see a couple pictures. Well, it's actually a short video of me riding through Park Row, which Park Row is a very infamous section down kind of near Battery Park, New York City, where there was a bunch of printing houses at the time back in the late 1800s. So you're going to see, I didn't really want to get out of the car due to the COVID surge and everything like that. A lot of people were around. So you'll see a video of that, and I'm going to include some pictures because the sun was kind of either on the corner of Nassau and Frankfurt Streets, or it was on the corner of actually what they consider Nassau and Spruce Streets. But there's some conflicting reports, but it was right in the general area that I took the video. So you'll see that too here in the bonus footage. So stay tuned. Some great bonus footage. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's a wonderful story. My favorite Christmas story of all time. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. We should never forget it. We should never forget the spirit of Christmas. And after all, as Francis Church once said, no Santa Claus? Thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hey guys, TJ here with Dead History. Merry Christmas, of course. And I'm going to turn you guys around. I'm in my car. Reason being, So I am in lower Manhattan, basically downtown, financial district and such. So I'm going to show you where the approximate location of the New York Sun, the Sun newspaper, was. So I'm on Nassau Street right now, and Nassau Street intersects right up here with Spruce Street. So somewhere It's actually good that I'm getting this red light here. So this is Spruce Street here. So somewhere in this, that's actually a right there. That is a whoop! I turned on my wipers. That's a statue of Benjamin Franklin. Somewhere in this general vicinity, where Pace University, that's actually Pace University that you're seeing in front of you. Somewhere in this general vicinity was where the Sun newspaper was located. So, it might have even been right here on this corner. So when Virginia O'Hanlon sent in that letter to the editor, to Francis Pharcellus Church, it basically ended up somewhere in this general vicinity. The building is long gone, doesn't exist, not here anymore, but this is the general approximate location. Just wanted to show you guys this. Pretty cool stuff. Hey guys, TJ here with Dead History. Merry Christmas. And where am I? I am at the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Why am I here? Take a look. Because that right there is the gravesite of Francis Pharcellus Church. Yes, the newspaper editor of the New York Sun. This is his gravesite right here. Sorry about that. There was a car going by. I just wanted to pause it. So that's actually his parents' gravesite, the church's gravesite. So Francis's parents, and then Francis is right here. His gravesite is pretty beat up, but I try to get as close as I can. But you can kind of read it. You see Francis Pharcellus Church, born on February 22nd. I believe it's 1839, and then died April 11th of 1906. But there you go, guys. This is the New York Sun newspaper editor right here. Francis Church. Francis, I believe it's Pharcellus is probably how it's pronounced. Francis Church, yeah, this is it. So this is the man that wrote that wonderful, wonderful response to Virginia O'Hanlon when Virginia wrote him and asked, is there really a Santa Claus? And Francis Church, he responded with a wonderful, wonderful article that became a wonderful story, of course. And that story has been now told for well over 100 years, 120 some odd years. And it became known, of course, as Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus. Francis Church, buried here at the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. And don't forget, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Hey guys, Merry Christmas. TJ here with Dead History. And right there behind me is a very, very special place. Let me flip you guys around. So I'm here in New York City, and I am at 115 West 95th Street. And what this actually is this is where Virginia O'Hanlon lived. Let's see. Just go in here real quick. Through this gate. There you go. 115 West 95th Street. And Virginia O'Hanlon. Let me see if I can zoom in. There you go. This site, 115 West 95th Street, was once the residence of Virginia O'Hanlon, who in 1897, at the age of 8, wrote a letter to the New York Sun asking, "Is there a Santa Claus?" Editor Francis Pharcellus Church was inspired to respond with the most famous newspaper editorial in American history. Published in the Sun on September 21st of 1897, Church's editorial went beyond the child's simple question to uphold the faith that sustains life, confirming, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy." Mrs. Laura Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas went on to become an educator and a staunch supporter of children's rights. In 1961, she reaffirmed her belief in the spirit of Santa Claus, saying, "It stands for love and sharing, the joy of giving, and the extension of it to all people." So, there you go, guys. Here we are. In New York City, of course. 115 West 95th Street. And just stand out in the road here so I can get a better view. But there you go. That is Virginia O'Hanlon's house. That is where she wrote the famous letter asking if there was a Santa Claus. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. Hey guys, how's it going? TJ with Dead History. Merry Christmas. Turn you guys around here and show you where I'm at. So I'm at the Grand Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, Barnwell. This is in Valety, New York. The reason I'm here, I'm going to show you guys here in a second. Just the parking lot. This is the front main entrance here. I'm going to pause and show you guys why I'm here. Is because this was the facility that Virginia O'Hanlon died in 1971. So pretty cool stuff, but just wanted to show you guys that. There you go. They have a little plaque for it. Virginia O'Hanlon died here in 1971 at this nursing home. Hey guys, how's it going? Merry Christmas. TJ here with Dead History. And what a story I have for you. Let me turn you guys around. Right now, I am in the North Chatham Cemetery. And I am at the grave, finally, of Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas. And the most wonderful thing about this is the fact that this is my third cemetery of the day. Literally. Here's Miss Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. There she is. And somebody put a very nice Christmas type wreath down for her, maybe the local historical society. The reason that this is crazy, you see, it's a very small rural cemetery. It's in North Chatham, New York. Let me actually stop this. I'm gonna record something else. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, TJ back with you here at Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas's gravesite. So I literally have been, this is my third cemetery in this area of the day. And let me tell you guys, Chatham, New York is a very, very small place. The find a grave was incorrect in the cemetery. Different references of articles online were incorrect. It took the help of Kurt Dion. People know him, KD Grave Hunter. The man of KurtzHistoricSites.com. It took his help over the telephone finding a reference in a book called Graves of Upstate New York. He found a blurb from it online and was able to find information that led me here. So big shout out, thank you to Kurt for all his help today. But I wanted to leave something for Virginia. And that is Santa himself. Because yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Here you go, guys. The gravesite of Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas, the young lady who at 8 years old wrote to the New York Sun and asked, is there really a Santa Claus? And she got the reply that we all know and love. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year.
And abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood.